getting back to Philippines, how long did you live in the Philippines before now? Like when you were first learning and training with GT?
Well, I met him in 1989, and then he had already been moving back to the Philippines, actually. So he was in and out of the U.S., and in '93 he stayed permanently for almost 10 years.
Oh,
So I would go over and train with him once or twice a year, and he would come back to the U.S., and I would have him in the Dallas. But at the same time, I went around literally to every first generation instructor that was still active in teaching, and to train with them. So when I went around and I made a total commitment to this, because I said that I'm not going to learn this unless I'm learning the authentic system, the real system, because I'm going to be teaching this, and I'm just not going to, I wouldn't be here teaching if I didn't know the authentic system, a real system, and I couldn't transfer that skill to other people.
yeah.
There's no other way. I would never do that. So I traveled around and learned from all these instructors, and they were all teaching me different things. And it was somewhat similar, but I was not getting the same message. I was not getting the same system. It was their interpretation. Not necessarily, some people, they were malicious. They would tell you you're training Pekiti, and you're not. You're training something else, So, and every time I saw GT, he would correct that. And so after several years, I'm like, if I'm going to learn this, I have to go and train with him personally. So in 1993, I moved back to Philippines for 5 years, and had 5 years of private training. So no one else in the system has the the private training experience and the length of training with Grand Tuhon. And then 2002, he came back, and we did another 10 plus years of teaching seminars together. So nobody else has that time, in the system. When I state that this is the authentic system, so what I mean.
And that's what I wanted to ask too, is like, because I've seen online, people complain that you say that. They're like, oh, I don't like the way he calls it the authentic system. So, but they never clarify what they mean, right? They don't like the way he says it's the authentic system, like they're taking it personally that what they're training isn't real, right? But what are they getting at as far as what is their complaint? What is the authentic system that these other people might be training?
Well, there's a system design. There's a structure of a system. There's 12 methods, and then 3 methods in the advanced system, and you've got 12 methods of footwork. And if you're not teaching by that, you're not teaching according to that methodology and that structure, then you're not teaching effectively. Unfortunately, today, anybody can go and make their own style and, make their own system. And that's simply the difference between a system and a style. A style is somebody's personal fighting method, whatever they have constructed that to be. A system is scientific, and
right.
This system is scientifically formulated. It has a particular structure. It's effective if you teach it like that. So if you're not teaching in that structure, then you're simply not going to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, people think that you can interpret, that systems are here for us to interpret and teach our own way. That is incorrect. Systems don't evolve because they're perfected and they're proven. Why would you change that? You don't. You evolve. Your skill set evolves. The system allows you to continue to train and to improve your skill. And reason why I'm here today is that my message is that you'll never reach a plateau. You will always get better. You will always improve your skill set. It doesn't matter. There's no plateau, and there's no period where you actually see a depreciation of your skill. I mean, GT's 86 years old now. You wouldn't want to mess with him, okay? Because if somebody gets near him and he's a threat, they're going to be taken out. I mean, that skill set never goes away. It never goes away. You just become more precise, and your judgment skills are super precise and super exact.
12 métodos, right? This is our system based off also 12 métodos, which going back to when we were talking about authentic Pekiti Tirsia. I know there's other people who have, what is it called? Triv, right?
Mm-hmm.
and that was something developed later. It's not. It basically was developed after to suit something else, or to make it easier, or to make it a different way of teaching it.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. So here's the real story, and this is the truth. Grand Tuhon's been teaching since 1972 in the U.S. and for many decades. And unfortunately, not many people actually dedicated the time to actually study and train and develop themselves. So he just got tired of teaching this, investing his time in teaching this system, and then people not training and developing themselves. And
they didn't put their effort into it.
Yeah, I mean, he's that's why he started teaching this Triv thing, because it's nothing actually. It's not even. It's simply not the system. And but again, we would come back to the same schools year after year after year, and they were not training. They were not trying to improve and make their skill set better. So
meaning you would go to that school and then teach them stuff, go around, come back, and they hadn't developed any further.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. So for whatever reason, but he just got tired of teaching the system and investing their time with people who are not serious. So that's why he created that. But it's not Pekiti. It's not tactically correct. It's not a condensed course, advanced course, or whatever people are saying. It's
it's a here, you lazy people.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly it. Exactly it.
Yeah, and there is videos of people saying those methods versus Triv, right? I just don't see why would you not want to just learn to do the system?
Exactly. I've never figured that out. But I've got a good friend of mine, and he's an instructor in the organization. He's a DEA agent, and he said it perfectly. He says that these people just don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. If you're not going to train, if you're not going to commit yourself to it,
right,
then you just don't deserve to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as simple as
no use putting your time and effort
exactly
to share something that you're passionate about to somebody who's not going to fucking go with it.
Yo, my mom money.
Yeah.
Our philosophy is life, health, success, because life is important. That's it. Life is supreme. I mean, this is why we're doing this. We're enjoying ourselves, by the way. We're having a really good time training ourselves, and because it's physical fitness at the same time. I don't have to go to the gym and do all these other type of things. I do some supplemental training, but I'm in shape, and my longevity is through this system for sure. So, and of course, we can protect our life. We can protect the lives of others.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the reason why it's a science and an art. And again, people don't understand that there's a scientific method to this system. What is art? Art is the effective application. It is the effective performance of any system. Art is not, I just do this for the art. I have no idea what that is. That's not true.
Yeah, you hear that.
If you're executing a fighting art, then you need to know how to fight for real. You need to be able to apply that effectively.
Application.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my problems with a lot of FMA that you see online. They show drills, they show forms, they show things, totally leave out the application, right? And then it gives the misconception to people who don't know anything that this is how they do it. And then other people who, like you said before, I know this is not, I don't know if this is right, but I know that's not right? I don't know how to do this, but I know that's so some other people are like, oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Well, but yeah, I mean, because it's not the application of it.
Yep.
Right.
Well, going back to that system, just to show you the science behind it, there's 12 methods. The first 3 are behind timing, because when you're new, you don't know anything about timing.
Yeah.
You're going to be behind time.
Right.
So it gives you the methods to protect yourself first. Then it goes to equal timing, 4, 5, and 6. And then 7, 8, and 9 are ahead of time. To use those manipulations, those types of attacks, you have to be ahead of time. So I never saw that in any other system, and still haven't in any other of the systems where it's scientifically laid out by a process like that, by a progression. And that's true. That's the way you learn how to fight. You're going to be behind time. Then you equal it, then you get ahead. And then what do? You always put yourself behind in timing in training so that you can continue to sharpen your judgment skills.
Mm.
I'll let people attack me first, but I'll still be the one to strike first.
Right.
So
Right.
you prove to yourself again all of your judgment skills.
You put yourself in the bad situation. And we do that in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when it's young, lower belts, you know,
You start off in the worst case
right,
scenario.
you want to let them work. Right.
Yep.
You don't want to, because you don't want to just dominate, you know, and then they go home.
like what was done to us.
Guy's assholes. Right. But yeah, that's, I remember you saying a long time ago, you said the more you progress in the system, you won't be using them.
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
you just don't be using them because
Go
you're
away.
backing.
Exactly.